Right.
Just get another gas cap and cut it and weld it in here with a special release cable.
Right.
And that'll make it less work.
Brilliant.
I couldn't. I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. I'm good on the double dose of 1,000 milligrams and dumb shit. Didn't we buy an extra bottle, or we only bought one?
It's all in here.
Huh?
It's all in here, whatever the...
You know what I'm saying, though? That water bottle? Remember the catch can that you put on your car? We only bought one of those, right?
Oh, the metal one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was even thinking that could be, not the exact one, but we could play with that. Because look, man, the thing is that to fill up, to put that bottle there, to fill this up here, I guess they're good because look at the size of this hole, right? But you put a cap here and you run that hose to this. I mean, how many years is it going to take to fill up 3 gallons through here? You know, what I was starting to suggest is, however the factory tank was here, that had 3 hoses. It had one from here, one from there, and one from here. So it kept the level of the tank with one of these big ones at the bottom. So if you filled it up through that tank, you could easily fill it up through here because the size of that hole is ample, but not this.
Right.
So all I was saying is to cap that, put the pressurized
The 2
cap
outputs,
right
right
there, you know, with another catch can right there that you could physically see if you're overflowing or not just because look, man, the whole problem with the Mazda is the water. If this thing at one moment pisses out and doesn't suck it back in, blown engine, blown engine. So why even chance that? Take this shit the fuck out of here, put it somewhere where it's fucking, and obviously I would never suggest it unless it was so high. Look how high this would be.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
like
gravity feed, right?
Yeah, like an idiot could bleed this car in like 2 seconds with a garden hose, not caring about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when we get
But what I was saying is use both. This is your overflow, and this to fill it, right? Or no? Could you put a valve there or something, or?
I have to look at how it goes because the factory one had a previous arrangement. So why change that? Yeah. Just bulletproof it. That's it. Yeah. The only problem with the factory shit, it was made out of fucking gingerbread plastic. Right. And the shit would get heat one time, boom, cook, crack, engine please. No, like that's stupid. These lines, all we gotta do is get the same kit that you did, or get like pre-bent 90s that come along and just cut and get when I get there, I'll figure it out. But it's like me telling you something that you're not gonna do. I'm gonna tell you how to do it though. Yeah. Fucking, you're not gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. You're gonna tell me how to do it, then do it. Help me. But don't tell me how to do it, then not do shit. So I want to look at this and see how this went to the factory box. I'm pretty sure one of these 2 big fat lines. Here you've got this line, this line. One of these lines used to wrap around to this side. The other one went to here, that left an open one. You see? So then one of these open ones would go to the bottom of this big tank, and then the top 2, one would loop to here, and the other one would loop back out to here to a drain. So we don't want to drain shit. We want to drain into a bottle that has a forced overflow. I have 2 bottles: the bottle that you're filling up, and then the actual catch can.
So I get you now.
Have a
2
double
separate.
catch can. So look, man, you have to know whether the car is a problem or not at a glance. If you have to drive it to see if there's a problem, you need an engine, and everyone knows that. Yeah. So I know that. I've fixed up every fucking blown. I've not blown up too many engines, but I've seen everyone that has because I had to work on their shit. Right. And I've seen all the symptoms, and this is like a top of the list shit. It's like an oil problem or just like a fuel issue on a turbo car. It's gonna blow it up. If you made no power in Florida with any kind of heating problem like this, you're done. You're done. Doesn't matter how big your fan is. Doesn't matter if they're wired all the time. You got no water in there. You got steam. Yeah. You rely on the gauge. The gauge doesn't measure steam. Right. The gauge measures temperature and liquid. There's no liquid in there. You think you're not overheating. You need an idiot light. More important than that temperature gauge, you just need to know whether there's fucking water in there or not. Because if there's water in there at 210, that's wonderful. But if you think that shit's at 180 and there's no water in there, your motor's done. That's unnecessary. Very unnecessary. Why bulletproof all this to leave an open Achilles on the front bumper? Literally. Yeah. You know, so no. I don't think that's smart. Luckily, I got away with this. Like, I wanted to put it flat, but we had to put it at 37 3/4 angles to the moon constellation point. But yeah. this guy. I want to put everything that belongs in this fucking car on it.
Right.
I want to work my way around it. I want to try to put it on at the last minute. So, I'm going to wire up the injectors right now. Since we already have that sensor, we might be able to just close that intake if I could cut those brackets. Actually, the guy said this week we should go. Oh, what you should get on top of this guy and see if he could do those brackets out of the CNC and get those things done.
Which
Maybe
guy?
we'll have them done. Edgar, you call him. Give it a little massaging there. Small out. Okay, time to cut and drill. Oh, I see smoke. That's not good.
Why are you doing this? To make it more?
Higher.
It's a true necessity in life.
Yeah.
The higher the better. Especially if it's in the way.
Right.
It'll cool down later when I'm gone.
They don't last, bro. They're shit. Like that day with that bullshit L12, I did almost all the fucking screws on that trailer.
Right.
I had to stop, like, I don't know, I drilled like fucking 6 half-inch holes through rusted ass fucking. Kind of need my eyes right now. Oh, look at her just cooperate, just like that. Just like that. Bitch. And then it's acceptable. It's not necessary. The whole point is not necessary. You don't have to be loud to be fast. That's a fucking. It's a thing of the past. Where is my fucking hammer? Here it is.
Especially with electric cars.
I mean, they're complaining about the cost of fucking of Bitcoin mining is a waste of electricity.
Oh man, every fucking excuse they come up with. The goddamn banksters use 100 times more electricity to run their corrupt fucking organizations. You know, why don't they go and bitch about that?
They can, man. They don't make them look bad.
Well, yeah.
Fucking bitches. All right. Oh yeah. Oh.
What'd you do, man?
Oh. I smashed my finger.
And that big ass fucking channel lock?
Yeah, because it jumped a tooth.
Oh man.
Nothing like a brand new tool. God, thank God I let go before it actually happened.
So Binance Coin is up 21%.
Yeah.
You saw what they're offering a bounty now
Really?
to try to stop hackers from fucking with their exchange.
Really?
The guy that runs that is a badass, man.
Yeah?
He fucking, not only did he stop the hack like instantly,
You roped him up?
but they fucked up the hackers in the process too.
Nice.
It was like,
Why, the guy's a hacker himself?
yeah, he used to work for
Somebody.
like Wall Street banksters at one point in his career,
Nice.
handling all their high frequency trading or some shit. You know how they front run their customers to.
Yeah, to go against their own trade.
They know what their customers are going to trade, so they of course put the trade in before them for their own sake, and that's how they make constant profits every month. Oh, that and $9 trillion of bailout money. 19 trillion. I'm sorry, I underestimated. But we need them. It's a national security issue.
It's a matter of national security.
If the banksters go broke, they're just gonna create a fucking turmoil by Like they threatened last time, right? There'll be chaos in the streets if you don't give us $700 billion by Monday. Because we'll have to shut down all the banks and keep all everyone's money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get their attention.
That's exactly what we need for running our financial system.
Ooh. Eventually. We need it longer, much longer. Anything you want for free. Just call me anytime on my personal cell phone. Even if I'm at work, don't worry. Very dangerous game. It's more volatile than Bitcoin.
Nothing's more volatile than Bitcoin.
No, these customers are more volatile than Bitcoin, I promise you.
You are dead wrong.
You haven't seen the last religious wrath of deposition, my friend. Is that shit straight? Don't give me a fucking other problem right now. Because I'll fucking bring the fucking hell fury on your ass. Okay. Let's see. All trickery. God, this is fucking always 10 pounds of shit in this very small bag. Okay. This is gonna be in the back. I feel it. Put it up there. Tuck her away. So I could lay her down. Rest. Don't worry, it's just a vertebrae. Oh, she's tight, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, screw in there or something?
If you could, yeah. Give me a... Just, if you could find it. I don't know. What the fuck, dude? That's exactly what I was trying to avoid earlier. Oh, I know what I did there. I got it. I angled them so that I could miss this last one.
Okay. It's tight.
Because there's a gap. It's all the way down, pretty much? Okay. Like, look. This shit here, when I give it that angle, I could miss this bracket with the fucking thing.
So the spark plug your head?
Yeah. Yeah, because if I come this way, it's up on that, and then it's like not possible to get them. And then not only that, but that gives me more room on this side to run these cables correctly and cut a good portion of the wiring harness off. Because this side is always going to remain open. Right here. I need to bend those lines. Like right now. They're like in my way. I need to bend them out here so that your hand can go inside that. I need to leave that area open and empty so that you can access spark plugs, so
right.
You know it can be worked on.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not trying to cooperate with my needs. But we're gonna get that out of the way. Let's see what I can do. I'm not trying to go too crazy, but just want to move them out of the way. I would saw them off, but I don't think it's necessary right now. Just get by give them a different turn. I could turn it behind this ABS line. That'll be good. It's hard. Yeah. Okay, that's out of the way. See, I can straighten it out more. It's just out of the way, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
That way you have access to this area. And that way we're not gonna chop them off, or if somebody needed to use them again or for something, they're still there. They're just out of the way now. Sweet. All right. See, these won't even be there either. This is just a super paper now. Do you see how much room there is there?
Yeah.
That big ass hole in there? That's exactly what I was hoping for. A lot of space. So you have to go to this fucking wheel well to do spark plug. That's the easiest way to do a spark plug change on this car.
Well.
To take the wheel off or
Yeah,
just
I've
to turn
done
the
that
wheel
way.
all out.
Yeah. Get a
And
long
go into that
extension.
hole. Yeah. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that line for the oil there, because I wanna stay away from certain things. I wanna use that rear heater outlet that's capped to strap the two fuel lines to that, so that they're away from everything and they're not hanging open space. Don't rub against anything. Because I don't want to go around the transmission, radiates heat, everything radiates heat. If you pass the back plate of this shit, it radiates heat. So if we stay right on the back plate and just go over and across, keep the fuel cold coming in. That's about it. I mean, everything's not really tightened down perfectly, but everything's good. I don't see any problems.
I like everything so far.
Yeah, I don't think. I wonder if that pipe is gonna work. Just comes all the way out. Yeah, we'll have to check that out now. Rod and reinforce it back on, or something, plate, rod, whatever the fuck is gonna be, just to give it a little strength, and then be able to leave the whole existing silhouette, but everything, like it looks like a dog bone. It's fucking blow everything the fuck off 1 inch away from the edges, and just leave that frame, just cut out the two massive holes. That's it.
Yeah.
And then if it needs, put a rod. I don't think it's gonna need shit. I mean, anything could use anything, but I'm just saying, for the sake of like not complicating, we leave all the bends and we leave all the edges. We fucking removed a lot of shit, but we didn't. It's better than not having nothing. It's still connected.
Yeah.
It might be weaker, no doubt, but you know, again, who gives a fuck about that? This part here is not really a fucking. This car is squared in from the fucking contact points on the ground. That shit in the front, I don't think it's gonna make a fucking difference once you link all this shit back up.
Yeah, the front bumper support is just to prevent damage to the
From getting hit, right? It's not to fucking make sure the car handles or change any of the rigidity
like
to the
said,
car.
You got the uprights here, the subframe attachments.
As many things as I could. I don't want to eliminate nothing. This
That's
car
that's the big one. It holds.
closes everything up. It loops everything. It fucking brings everything to a loop. There is another one that goes to here, but I don't think we need that.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to get that crazy. Especially with all the added shit that we already have. I don't know, I think that's a tighter fucking fit than the factory engine. You know, especially since the turbo.
Do the factory on the tightness side of it.
If that oil pump cannot be eliminated, like this thing cannot eliminate it, then we're sort of stuck with this RX8 front cover setup, because that's the biggest thing that you would notice putting a 93 block.
That will put it in limp mode if the oil pump is deleted or not working. Or
Right. But that's why this car is particular to that. And as long as that's an issue, but see, you could go to fucking Racing Beat and tell them, burn the OMP pump off of here. And they could do it. So then why the fuck can't we do something like that? You know? And just put fucking, I don't know, like, we want to fucking have something that it doesn't cost $1 million and you could just fucking use it. Can we not just put a fucking mechanical pump on there and that's it? Like a little Mikuni shit? Like that guy, that same kit that guy did, he's sucking from somewhere else. What if we put a fucking bottle here that you have to have, like a jet ski? And that shit mechanically feeds, it's not an electrical part. So it's just a reservoir.
Right.
So it doesn't drain your engine oil. I don't like engine oil for premixing.
No.
But engine oil is the only thing that keeps it sealed, correct. But it doesn't matter if you have a bad boy ignition system. It's not an issue for you. It's only a condition if you've got a weak ignition system, you're charring half the fuel and you're not supposed to burn oil, so the oil's charring up. So you're getting a carbon with oil side. That's not longevity diet for this engine. Mm-hmm. However, if you put those fucking ignition, like this is already an upgraded ignition system than what came.
Right.
You know, so that won't allow it. So I'm just saying, like if we put a oil bottle here, add a fourth bottle, a fucking bottle that holds motor oil, a whole goddamn quart. How long did the car take to eat up a quart? But here's the thing, some people are not used to that shit, so they'll drive their car from here to Orlando, and then they're not worried about it. They fucking go to the Walmart, and the light. What? Yeah, your shit injects oil. You're probably dogging the shit out of it. And that should have another idiot light. Yeah, that should fucking kill the ignition.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
You ain't got injection. You're gonna have oil injection. Forget if the pump breaks.
Yeah.
As soon as that bitch fucking drops,
that's it, man. If it ain't got no more oil to feed it,
we gotta figure out a way to make sure that that thing is injecting oil. Because look, a mechanical pump never breaks. That's one. So that you wouldn't need shit. So if the only thing that could fuck up the mechanical pump that can't break is if it runs out of oil. So if you put a fucking oil level sensor on that oil canister, and you put a little Mikuni or mechanical, like one that just spun and has the little hoses that just fucking go to whatever, and we could do that shit. We could get the lines pre-done and then just push them in at the ends. That's a sweet deal, bro. That's all day long. That's a racing setup that will go fucking to Le Mans 5 times.
Well, it's interesting to ponder whether the computer
is capable if it could take off the fucking the air flow sensor. If it can't fucking eliminate that.
What I'm saying is, since the electronic is controlling the motor, right, the spark, the fuel, everything, advanced timing, how could it go into limp mode with the electronic being on top of the engine? See?
Well, that's why I was asking, because like, look, you're right. It goes through the electronic first, and then it goes to the computer, and then back out. So how it uses and what it uses from here, I'm not very familiar on what its capabilities are, because I don't see why it couldn't eliminate certain things, because it's getting the signal itself.
You gotta order that flex fuel thing still. CBD?
Yeah, sure. Somewhere at the bottom there. That's that candy. Yeah, now would be a good time to fucking jam this fucking line back on there. See, this is. Did you get that knock sensor that was in this truck?
One here?
No, that's the one I have. That's the one that's bitch. It might. Well, he said there was one yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we need to get that out. There she blows. Up on a slow hill. Well, that's some good CBD, man. That's that spicy CBD.
I feel my endocannabinoid
That's
system
that
being
Cajun.
stimulated.
That Cajun CBD in there. That shit's Cajun. Teach me how to Dougie. Oh, and look. Oh, and look. Everybody look. Everybody love it. Everybody love it. I love it when a plan comes together. Bitch got AC and shit. Watch out. Oh, fucking.
That's good. Through there.
Yeah, I mean, it goes everywhere it goes. I mean, this is in the way right now because it's not supposed to be here.
But yeah, she drops right on, right there. See it, and she goes a little higher. Oh yeah, we're good. Let's see which one of these little fuckers is this. That one? Dang. It's a little high.
Manager says we can go over there with the brackets in a couple hours.
Like what, 1-ish, 2-ish? After lunch?
Whatever, he's working on his car right now. Fuck the engine again.
What kind of car?
It's a full-blown $250,000 race car. He doesn't make
It's fucking crazy. Doesn't matter what you have. You obviously, the only thing that makes everything run is one thing, the combination. I've seen it in every aspect of racing. I've beat people with the same carburetor, with a bigger carburetor, with a smaller carb. Oh, because you got a bigger carb. I'll take that shit off. I'll put the 41 right now, and I will run you over again. Because they don't know what's going on. There's only few people that really know what's going on. That's not like teachable. You know what's going on after you've done everything under the sun. Then you have a better understanding of what's going on. These people don't know what the fuck is going on. You can pay anybody you want. Eventually they're gonna be like, nah.
Yeah, we're good here. This hose is sweet. I think, I mean, it looks a little close here, but it's hard to tell until I clock it and put it on there. We're left with the oil lines and the knock sensors.
On this fucking thing. For this side.
That AC line.
Pretty sure I have the intercooler on.
And that shit. Cut and solder. All these fucking coils and that.
What else am I missing here? Nothing else goes here.
Alternator.
That fucking thing. That's what we don't know. Let's see, take that screw off there, bitch.
What's blocking it? The coils?
It's hitting two things. I think it's hitting the coils on one side, and on the other side, it's got a weird angle. Like, it's hard to tell because I haven't beaten it in all the way, so it's hard to tell if it'll even.
Right.
It's so close that it might even work. I'm not. Yeah, like that thing has a ½ an inch to go down. Once it goes down ½ an inch, I think we're clearing the intake here. Because we already cleared it, sort of. And if we do that, I guess I could beat it in there. I was just wondering if I could get this intake out.
Once it's beat in?
Right, once that bitch is in there.
Probably not.
I mean, it should. I sort of was supposed to
Have
do
to
that.
come straight up and this
No.
one, right?
No, it has to. I mean, if I could just, I don't know. We'll see, because that AC line right now.
Might be getting in the way, huh?
I need to stick her back on there. I need to have all the obstructions in the world right now, so I don't forget nothing. Yeah, because if it's gonna be forgotten. We need to have everything that's gonna be in the way right now. See how we really build this shit. See the coils and all this shit. Yeah, sure. Just take the car out. Take the car off the engine. What would be nicer is if we move that fucking flange to like right here. You know? Then you could take this shit off and then fucking, cause who the fuck needs these two screws down here, right? Where the elbow is.
Right.
We chop that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Not take this one off. I mean, I don't know how much work that would be to get something. Cause this
You're
is
just saying taking the neck part.
taking this part that flanges together here and just putting something that flanges together here. So
Oh.
even if we have a flange, double flange right here, right now, we just chop that shit off right there and put two screws right there, so you could take this off and then it'll allow you to
Right.
sweep it on and off.
Modify it.
Yeah. Because as it is, this thing just looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like fucking a high rise, which is fine, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't give a fuck if it ended up like that, because this is the easiest way to put fucking oil.
But putting oil, it wouldn't be a problem spilling over into the fucking throttle body there?
No, man. I mean, you put a funnel and shit, obviously.
I'm saying if you
If
just...
you poured oil all over this, nothing happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coils either?
Yeah. Fire, baby.
That's what I'm getting at.
Maybe you want to be careful pouring your oil. I mean, look.
'Cause I've seen people
that
move these
thing-
off
no,
to the
but-
side too,
No,
you
but
know,
the thing
create a
is that-
new...
Yeah, but I could put it back here, but who the fuck will put oil back there?
Right. No, but like I'm saying that you can make a custom
Relocate
one that
this.
comes over
Yeah.
behind the ABS or something.
Yeah, actually, the only place that I have thought of, which another funny thing is that we don't need this. We don't need that for anything.
Yeah, that used to hold the throttle cable.
This thing is flying there. Damn. We have another piece to make. Unless I see something here. Damn. Should ideally, that should just have a fucking -12 bung on there. Smash that shit on there and fucking route the hose to the actual oil catch can / filler. So you just have a fucking breather filter there. Take the filler off, the filter, and fucking pour the oil right down that shit, and that shit feeds the engine.
So as
No
it
matter
spews,
what.
as it spews into the catch can, it bleeds
Delivers it
back to the engine.
because the catch can has the breather portion and it has a drain
Right.
to the drain of the turbo. So if we could do that, we could eliminate this shit too. Like just push a fucking -12 cap. Homie.
Yeah.
What do you guys put on that center plate on those race engines, like on your Camel Light motor? What did it take, a -12? Breather filler? 12 or no 10, right? 12.
Yeah, 10.
A 10 could do anything bigger than whatever. Because look, this thing is a fucking nuisance right now. This pipe, it's gonna be very complicated to get it to come up and come over and come, to get it right here. What if we made that oil catch can? It's gonna have a drain to the fucking It's gonna have a drain to the drain of the turbo. That's a -10. Couldn't you just fill that shit up from the pan? Okay, look, right now this is the problem, right? So my idea is cap that shit off, like, not cap it off, but like put a -12 there on the block, in the middle plate. Get rid of this pipe, the whole thing. Bring a hose over here, so where you fill up the oil, it goes to there, and if it doesn't go there, it goes to the drain, because the oil catch can is gonna have a return to the oil pan. We put a bung there, we bring a hose to over here, that's it, you're filling it up from over here. It's high as fuck.
It's going to be very difficult.
Why?
Because the bottom of that thing is not going to be higher than this thing.
Of course it will. Of course it will, man. It's like 6 inches higher.
The bottom of it?
Yeah, we're not making the bottle all the way down here. The bottles will be like this fat. If we're going to put drains on them, you know what I mean? Water, this one, that one.
Why? Okay, this thing is, you say it's in the middle of...
It's going to be like hard to... Here's the problem. When this thing is on there, how do you take this intake off? That's the problem. You can't. The coils are attached to the intake. They're hitting the pipe.
Take the intake off from over there, bro.
It's already off over here. There's nothing connected here. Take it off. How are you going to take it off? How are you going to take it out of there? And mind you, this is loose right now. But when this is right here, how do you take that out? You can't. That's the problem I'm trying to solve. Besides, this thing looks like a fucking elephant's tongue, like for no reason. Trying to, fix that problem and maybe, join it with the other catch can that we're gonna sell anyway. We're talking. It should be easy to fill. If we can stay high enough here, like if the bottom of the bottle is here, that's still inches from over there. And even if it can't make it over there, the oil catch can was supposed to have a drain back into the oil pan. That'll tie right into the drain of the turbo. So whether it goes over there, it's gonna fucking go into the engine anyway, right? Like, it's easier for oil to go from here to right there and into the pan, which is the same place it's going, except, So if I did it like that, if I put a hose from there to the catch can and a drain hose to the fucking...
What are you talking about? Putting a T here?
Yeah. Yeah, put a T either there or on the back side of where the turbo goes, and then that's it.
But if you tried to fill the engine with just that line, would it work or not?
Of course. I can fill the engine right now with this drain right here.
So
it'll go into the front cover and it'll drop right into the fucking oil pan. That's the same thing that would be teed in from this catch can. It'll make it look pretty with a fucking filter here. And then just bring it from there and you don't have to worry about shit.
What you're bringing from there is what? The steamy
breather pressure, yeah. Crankcase breather.
Okay, so you're talking about coming from the can to here
to the drain for a drain. For a drain
okay.
Back into the tank.
Then that will work.
Right. So it can open loop and it breathes.
Right.
And if you don't get all the oil to come over here, doesn't matter because it's going to drip into the pan anyway.
Correct.
So like that,
that will work, and you can put a breather from there to the can.
Right. That hose will have a breather because it'll have filters.
Yeah, all that is just a little aluminum cap.
You had one somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's do that because this is gonna kill way too much time. It's easier to fucking smash that shit on there, do a line that reaches to over here, and we start making our bottle, and we put a drain there, and we're done. Because we need to make those bottles no matter what. Like, yeah, we're gonna sell a couple of them, like the windshield wiper. We don't really need that, but.
So here we would need a female with a male and a male.
We need something like this.
Like a carburetor fitting.
A floating T. Something like this, but with a T. So you could slice into right where the drain is already. You put the hose that was already there, and now you've created another feed.
That's 10. Let's take a look at what they got.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like something like this.
I know they have those for carburetors.
Because this is compact. If you get a T, it gets real big.
That's the idea anyway. Oh look, and I want to show you one more thing. See what you think.
That would work.
I mean, that will solve all the problems, pretty much. It's a little bit more elaborate, but it's less work, honestly, than to fucking joystick that shit perfect. Okay, look, on this side, the radiator has that one hole. On this side, it has fucking nothing. Right. I thought, you see where the marker is? Yeah. I thought about fucking trimming a nice fucking 1-inch lip silhouette and leaving the outer remaining everything everywhere and just knocking all this fucking space out. And if it got too weak, like flimsy,
well, it won't get weak. It won't get weak with this lip.
No, we leave the lip and all the bends. I figure we leave the creases.
Yeah, the creases, that'll keep
it straight. If it got flimsy, we get a piece of rod.
Yeah,
thin rod.
But it won't.
But it won't, exactly. So I wanted to do that because I don't know. I don't want to wait till this thing develops a heat issue to fucking open it up again. And all we need to do right now is just drop the front bumper.
No, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. I don't, believe me, I don't think it will, but
it's better to have more than less, right? Because another thing is that it's kind of shallow. Here from there to there with that obstruction, it doesn't allow the box to really work and ramp up high, especially with that hood. You're gonna put that hood, right?
That hood,
the bad boy?
Are over here.
We need to test that hood too. That's another thing to see, make sure that we don't hit nobody. Because that thing has those trays and, did that car have this?
Should have.
I hope it did.
But yeah.
I thought that's gotta get done too.
There's plenty of exit.
Is there a way, look, the BMW, I looked and I looked and I looked, the BMW, if I'm not mistaken, the M3 that I had, it did not drain water to the ground. Even the push out water would go back into the engine. Isn't that weird as fuck, or is that wrong?
No, it's German.
Well, that's what I mean. They do some pretty decent systems, so could we have a second catch can? Like this car came with a bottle, that plastic thing. Okay, if we made a replica of that, just in a different location, different shape, but the same thing. It feeds.
That's what we do on race cars.
Right. Can we do something like that has a can that if you could visit, not only you're seeing the can if you're filled or not, but you're seeing if it's spitting out or not, like your reservoir.
You just go right to the bottom radiator hose.
To drain, to push it back in, to the dump.
Suck it back in. Where is that water thermostat cover, the outlet?
One of these guys used to feed. This went to a heater, this went to the other heater, this went to the bottle. The thing that kept shooting the bottle. This filled the bottle and this kept the bottle level.
This one can be used.
Any of them, because we don't have any of them.
This is low pressure. This one's low pressure.
So my idea was to take a 5/8 or 3/4 line from here to the bottom of the bottle, so you could fill it up from there. I don't know if you want to do something with that or not. I mean, if you like that, and that's fine. But then to run this hose all the fuck over there, I mean, that's it. That's all there is to do.
This is your bottom radiator hose, so if anything going in here is fine. You could, put a plug there, and then if you're fitting it, go with a hose right there.
So that has to go where?
This we can cap off if you want.
So this not gonna
go straight to the catch can. That's mierda. Let's just bend it right here, put it in a fucking 90 degree, and just run it along.
We'll see.
Just run a tap on it, cut that out. Even if we fucking cut this shit out like this and come facing down, there's plenty of ways to do that.
I'll get it there. Don't worry. I just thought it was a lot more work and a lot more chance after that work is done. Because at any time, the size fitting that you're gonna put there, if anything fucking hits that shit, it's over with. It's too small. It's fucking an 1/8. It's not even a 1/4 inch MPT or even that. It's small as fuck. Unless we made it bigger.
I can make them bigger, retap,
or re-weld a block that has a better thing, because it's just.
There's plenty of material there, man. We can simply come in with a
1/8
pipe and put a 90 degree facing down or facing like this, and just bring the fucking hose like that.
Here's never mind.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I don't want to even discuss this anymore. Leave this shit alone.
What's the point, Boris?
There's no point. It's just like I try to make less work. Less work. That's it.
How is your way less work?
Because when you cut this off and you put a circle plate and you weld that up, that takes 10 seconds with a welder. And then the bottle that we already have to make, we put this cap on it, and right next to that, we put another bottle that holds the overflow, and that's it. Both bottles are next to each other.
What is but you're taking out the overflow completely then, or what?
No, I'm just moving this location somewhere else. That's it. Everything remains the same. This is gonna have a hose that goes off of it and goes somewhere.
Right.
That's where I see the problem. That hose can never get disconnected. Because if it ever spits water out, you're not gonna know, and then it's gonna beep, and then you're gonna have no water in there. And that could chance fucking up the motor. The most important thing to me is keeping water inside the engine. I realize the radiator comes like this, but this is a piece of aluminum. Even if you cut it all the fuck way out here, there's nothing, I mean, I don't know. That's an easy welding job, but my point is like putting the highest point way the fuck up there highest, that's best. That's one. Two, it's already right there, so it's just a hose from here to right there. There's nothing to fucking route all the fuck way over here or whatever.
Oh, so you're saying fill the engine over here?
Yes, I'm saying this, cut this off, put this on a tank right here. Now the cap gets filled right here.
Yeah.
That thing fills right here and drains to right here where it came from factory.
So it also has the output for the catch
fill
can.
the thing, and then right next to it, you put another bottle with another line where it blows out to there. If this thing fills up, it just blows out. So
okay, I understand now.
Everything is, I don't know, that's just my idea. Because if we got to make all those bottles anyway, we'll fucking go to town, make all the fucking bottles right there, put them all right here, and then just run your lines. So we're going to make an oil line to go, a oil catch can to go from there to there to there. That one's here. Next to that, you have to have your windshield wiper thing. Next to that, the radiator thing. So all the bottles that hold fluid would be right here. I thought that was easy. This, I made work here, but bro, you're going to get a guy that's going to put a different hood, problem. The whole problem is this is the Achilles. You do agree, right? Like creating a water leak anywhere in a Mazda is a problem, even after the cap, like huge. Like you go step on this thing right now, this thing is broken, you slam the hood, the thing broke the tip off right there, you step on it, third gear, fourth gear, overheat, done.
What I don't like about doing that is that this hose, if it has to go down and up, now you got a siphoning problem.
What hose has to go down and up?
There's no hose going to that anymore, it's capped.
This is here, and the cap is right there, and that is right here, and that hose goes to this catch can right here that just has an open drain so you can see if this shit's spitting out or not. You fill up your reservoir and you fill up your engine, just like normal.
Where's that? How's that water going to fill up the engine and fill up the radiator?
Right there, that hose right there at the bottom of this tank, just like the factory tank had two hoses. A fat feeder at the bottom so you could fill up the whole car through there, and a top one that went back to the upper piece that kept refilling that bottle. So it spit into the bottle and then it got sucked back into the thing, giving you the level right here. I want to put that same bottle here. See, the bottle's here, the cap is here, and right next to it, the catch can that this car never had, it would just drain into the ground. That's a problem. If I have my catch can here, I see how much water is in my fucking motor right here, and this one is the same. If I go run my motor and this shit's fucking overflowing here, I have a problem. I have a problem. I'm blowing, I'm creating pressure, and that's what I want to know. I've had these Mazdas my whole life. I know it's an Achilles. That shit right there, I'll look at a glance and I'll know every fucking day whether my shit is low because it just sucked it in or it's high because it just spit it out. If at any second that shit gets low and it can't suck nothing in, it's sucking in air, your motor's blown. Done. I mean, I'm being exaggerated, but you know it will blow. You making anything with power, that shit's gonna blow. It has no water in it.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
So do you see any other problem other than, you know?
My biggest thing is having the radiator like that.
Right.
Okay? That's what I like to see. I understand what you're saying over there, but anytime that you have a hose, you may have a problem.
But if you have a bottom feeding there and the top feeding from the, do you have a problem with the factory RX8s?
Fuck yeah, man. That's part of the problem why these things have so many fucking problems. The fucking water system on the RX8 is a piece of shit.
But it's mostly because the bottle breaks, right?
The bottle breaks, the fucking feet, you fill it up.
Well, the problem with the original RX8 shit is this right here. That it waits till whenever the fuck and everything is just closed off until it gets to cooking, it doesn't start cycling.
And when you fill up the bottle, you still got air in your system. You got no way of letting it out. If you fill up this thing here, like how I have it.
But what's so good about there?
that you
That's
got
the highest point of the engine?
you got the whole fucking radiator filled to the very top.
But look, you have a pipe coming in right here at the very top too. It doesn't matter what's over there. You have a hose right here. How does this hose not fill?
You see it here.
Right.
Okay? That's what I like to see. You know?
What if you saw it over there? If it's not filled over there, it couldn't be filled over here.
You may end up getting an air bubble, Boris. I'm telling you.
Okay.
In this race car, when
How do you bleed all those cars? With pressure, right?
Cars.
All these cars. How do you bleed them?
The bleeding process takes fucking hours. Whereas if you fucking, well, not hours, but a good half hour, you gotta get it warm, you gotta cool them down, you gotta add a little bit more, you gotta warm, cool
But
them
that
down.
wouldn't be necessary if you just had pressure. Like, there's a proper way to fill these engines up. There's only one way. No matter where that hose is, no matter where the lid is. And it's to put it with a fucking pressure and create a fucking opening somewhere else. And wait till both sides release all the air, right? It doesn't take very long.
Boris, I really would rather have this thing here.
What about, look, I'm gonna leave that there, cut this shit there, and just move it lower. Just put it lower. So it doesn't become a problem with the hood. That's all the problem.
It's not a problem with the hood, man. We have had it closed 100 times. Let's grab that hood and put it on there and close
We gotta do it after. I'm gonna finish welding
let's
this
try
shit.
that.
All right.
You
Well, it
know?
doesn't matter. That's gotta all come off anyway.
All this thing has to be done is just reset here a little bit, put a fitting on it, and we can take it there. We can take it to anywhere we want.
No problem.
I really would like to have this shit here. You know, I've gone along with everything, but you know, the water thing is my pet peeve. I know the water systems in this car is better than any fucking person. And believe me, the cleaner you make
There's
it.
no science to what you're saying.
Okay, if there's no science of the saying, then let's just do it.
No, I'm not. I'm doing it your way. I'm gonna do it your way. That's it. It's not my car. It's not my motor. I just gotta make a bottle. Running that water hose all the way from here to over there, we'll do it.
I mean, I think I got a water bottle like what you're talking about over here. It came in the,
Well, at least they put some reinforcement on it.
this.
Yeah, something with a glass, right, that you can see the level. That's definitely the highest point of the motor.
Okay, so explain to me how you're gonna come from down here, or maybe here, all the way over there without having this hose go down and then back up.
What hose?
The hose to fill up that engine, the radiator, the top of the radiator.
Look, man. If this was my car, I cut the shit the fuck off and I cap that. Okay. I have hoses going from here to there. This filler will be at the highest point right there on that cap. When everything's plugged up and hooked up, I'll pick the highest hose, which is going to be this one on the engine. Right? It's the highest point on the engine now, coming out. Right here, you disconnect this right here. You put a hose right there, and you fill that up with all your antifreeze right there. Then you get a garden hose, and you push it right there until this side has air coming out, and that side has air coming out. You push this in, and you're done.
Okay, how do you know you got all the air out of the radiator?
Because there's just no more air coming out.
That's a crock of shit, Boris.
It's pressure, man.
On the race car,
pressure.
we put bleeders everywhere in the system, and with the engine running, we go around cracking
So
every
put
bleed.
that. So put a bleeder. You just
Where,
fucking
here?
answered your own fucking problem. It happened to end up working there, but that is asking for fucking trouble. The whole fucking world does not know that if this little line gets disconnected anyhow, your engine's fucking blown. That's all I'm gonna say.
Actually, that's not the case, because the spring to that cap is down here, not up here.
Right.
If you
So
had-
when that shit spits out water, it doesn't suck in back air.
No, it just spits out water. The level will go down. That's a fact.
And the engine runs without water in it.
That's
Creates steam, right?
From here back to a bottle so you can see it.
Right. Which it doesn't do that from
You got-
factory.
You got exactly. That's why the factory system.
That's why I want 2 bottles.
Couldn't you also, like you were saying yesterday, put a level sensor in the bottle over there? So if it goes down low, you know.
Of course, that shit would have that. You don't even have that now.
Yeah, the level sensor never worked on this fucking car for the plastic bottle shit.
That's the #1 thing that's blown more engines than I know. The add coolant,
Yeah.
light,
Does not come on.
fucking gauge,
No, right.
The gauge is what blows the engine. You're sitting there trusting the gauge.
Mm-hmm.
If this engine has water in it, it can't blow. If it has steam in it, it's already blown.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. That's a stupid way to blow the engine. Giraffe neck there, which guarantees you could fill up the radiator fucking perfectly. As long as you have eyes on Earth, you could fill that up guaranteedly. And then we will still make a bottle, not like this one, but something that's going to do the same job as this one, here with another cap. Just that one's going to be 2 bars, so that one will only open at 30 pounds, which will never happen. And it has nowhere to open even if it did, so it just stay capped. And then this one will have another cap, and then the same thing just like the factory one did. And then you can fill it up there until it starts like filling up there, you're done, and then leave that and fill it up here more until that starts going crazy. Cap that off. That portion is guaranteedly filled. Then you could just worry about this one. Keep filling here and disconnect this part right here. Just uncork that and keep filling it up here until you see. Pinch the hose down on one side, all the bubbles on one side, loosen the hose side, pinch the other side. As soon as that happens 2 or 3 times, you just clog that up, cap this up, cap that down, put your little catch can to the medium level, and that's it.
So the catch can will be taken from where? Off of the neck there? If it needs to spit out?
Here. This will be the bottom of the feed. That's it.
So that would be where it releases the overflow. If it
back into the little catch can on the side.
Right. But I'm saying what you're eliminating over here, you're putting it there.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, sounds good to me.
I mean, these boxes, these cans, got to make it made anyway. We're going to make them to the point where they satisfy as many fucking problems as possible.
Right.
For the sake of just being made.
Right.
We're going to make them already, so we might as well, like, one hose will go from that middle plate to one can. Breather on that. You want to fill up the engine? Take your filter fucking off. Fill that shit up with fucking oil. Put your filter back on. Cap it. The shit's capped, filled, everything. Drained, done. The shit sneezes out, whatever, comes back in, drains back down. That's done. The windshield wiper, obviously we're just going to put the little windshield wiper motor attached to that. That's done. The one next to that, the radiator catch, the radiator can for the thing. And then next to that, a little bottle to just hold whatever that dumps out so it doesn't just dump into the ground so you don't get to see it. If that shit dumps into here, you're either going to have the bottle empty because it's drained and it's sucked it dry, or the bottle at the perfect level, operating temperature, or it's going to be filled to the brim because it's blown and it keeps spitting all the shit out. So that would be a quick indicator for anyone that pops the hood and looks. Then you're going to know exactly 3 conditions. Your shit is either low, it's perfect, or it's fucking high and it could be blown unless you overfilled it.
Right.
Which then you could just drain it and get it to the right level. If you see something like this and the next day you open your hood and this shit's here, you already know right away. You don't have to drive your car and wait for it to beep and overheat and get a tow truck. You can just see it right now. Like, oh, these levels rarely change. And the oil, I mean, fuck, if your oil's backed up to here, you have a severe problem because that thing should be automatically draining, but it'll still have a little indicator so you can tell if there's something absolutely wrong, you should be able to see it like right away. That's what we're going to charge for.